Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah, and today I want to review this gorgeous curly wig for you, which is called Isabella by Envy in the color light blonde. Now, if you want to know what special features she has, and she has quite a few, how the color is composed, how the cap looks from the inside, and how I like her, then stick around and let's get started. So I was really curious on getting this style since I've had some Envy wigs before in the past, and I have also reviewed them. I don't even remember which ones they were, and all I remember is that I sold all of them again since there was always something that I didn't like. I remember that I didn't like the caps, since with the cheaper styles they don't do the velvet lined ear tabs as most others do. They have open ear tabs, which I don't like. I mean, it's something nobody can see since it's on the inside, but I feel that they are just more scratchy on your skin, and this really couldn't be a very expensive accessory. And on other styles, I didn't like the color, I thought the root was too dark, and so on. So right now I don't own an Envy style, but since Perückenglück.de now also has the brand, I took a closer look at all their styles again and thought, well, there really must be something that I also can love, and maybe there is an Envy style for me. And this one here doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my good friend and wig sister Tina, who was kind enough to send her over so I could try her on and show her to you. And she's had her for a while, but hasn't worn her a lot, as she told me. And I, like I said, was really curious on testing this style, and I'm very grateful I get the chance. So Tina, thank you so much for lending her to me. Now, all in all, I can say that I'm really thrilled by this style. I think it's beautiful. The special features are done really, really well. She has a lot of them. There's one part I'm not so fond of, but we'll get to that in a minute or two. Now, this here is one of their human hair synthetic blends, which is something I haven't had before. And so, of course, I was very curious on how this would feel. And I would call this style a classic hairdo like they had back in the 1950s, and it's still very wearable and up to date today. It's a style with lots of curls down here, and she's flatter on top, just as they used to wear the hair back in the day. And I think she's really elegant, very classy, and perfect for dining out, going to the opera, or any special occasion. But of course, you could also wear her to the office, or if this is your hairdo, why not wear it every day? I mean, it's always personal preference. I must say it looks totally different in the stock photos by the manufacturer, since the model is wearing a center part there, and this gives this a totally different look, more of that butterfly effect, which also looks great. I'm not really into middle or center parts, and since this was parted on the left and it's not mine, I didn't want to fuss with it too much and change the part, so I just left it on the left side where I would also wear mine, and I think it just gives it that classic Hollywood glamorous look. She has a great length. It's like a mid-length. She's not really touching my shoulders, just a tiny little bit. And what's with the focus today? And I think she's really beautiful, and so are the special features. This one has an extended lace front that is extended ear to ear, and a full monofilament top. The rest of the cap is open wefted. She's not fully hand tight, but that's totally fine with me, and the special features are done really well. And as always, I'm going to show them from up close. Now, I think that hairline is done really, really well. As you can see, it looks as if the hair is growing right out of my skin. The density is perfect. You don't see any knots, which is due to the fact that there are only light knots and no dark ones, but the knots are fine as well. And as you can see, the lace front really goes down to my ear, and as you also can see, when I touch it here, it lifts, which is something that happens with every cap that has an ear-to-ear lace by every manufacturer. If you don't want this, you really have to glue it down. Just you know, just the edges down here with some It Stays by John Renault or the Got to Be Glued spray or something, or also some tape, and then this won't happen. And also the monotop is done well. You can see through to my scalp. It's not that obvious since there's no dark root and so you can't really tell, but it's done well. The knotting is good, and the special features are done really very well. Now, Tina told me that she cut the lace. It's been much longer. I think she said it's like 1 centimeter longer when it arrived, and I would have cut it too. It was way too long. And she also told me that she has a little trouble with the lace front, which won't really lay flat on her. She has a smaller head than me, and her circumference is also smaller, so this might be the cause for that. And I don't really experience that. I think when I first tried it on, it didn't lay super flat, but after rearranging it and pulling a little on the ear tabs, it really lays flat. And it also has a silicone strip up here that is really sticky. And so, like all the caps with silicone inlays, like the Lux Light caps by Raquel Welch, this really sticks well to your skin. If you don't have any bio hair, I'm not sure how it behaves with if you have your own hair underneath, but I think it should also have a good grip on your hair, but on your skin it really sticks and won't slide around, and you won't need to wear any wig grip, but you would have to adhere the ear tabs anyway. They just keep sticking off a little otherwise. But all in all, I think the special features are done really well. Alright, now let's have a look at her from all sides, and after that, of course, also outside in natural daylight. So, how do you like Isabella? Is she one for you? Please let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you noticed she's a little bit not really a face flopper. I mean, she stayed out of my face. That one curl here keeps falling a little bit into my face, but yeah, I especially like this one curl here. I think it's really cute. But other than that, it's okay. She stays out of your face, but she's also a little bit heavy, but we'll come to this soon. Now, the cap fits pretty average, I would say. It still has a little bit of stretch, but I'm not sure if she would fit a large head. It feels pretty good, but not extremely roomy. And I'm not sure how it behaves when you have a smaller head. Like Tina, maybe you'll have problems with the lace front too, I really can't say. But with my petite average head size, it sits pretty well. So, let's have a look at the cap from the inside. So here's the cap from the inside. Here you can see that beautiful lace front that is extended all the way down and behind the ear. And here's that silicone strip I was talking about, which is really sticky and sticks to your skin, which is great. Here's the monotop, which is fully hand-tied. It also has the metal stays here on the side, and the rest of the cap is open wefted, and as you can see, it has tons and tons of wefts, which means lots of hair. And then it has an extended nape and adjustable straps with Velcro, which I love. All in all, this is a very well made, very high quality cap. Now let's talk about that fiber blend, or better, fiber blend with human hair. And this is the one thing that really surprised me the most. Now, for comparison, I have a full human hair wig, which is extremely soft. It has an extremely buttery feel. It doesn't tangle at all. And it's really long. I can wear it all day and still run my fingers through without any tangles, and it just feels amazing. Then I once had one of those Ellen Villa human hair synthetic blends, which was brand new. I only had it on loan to review, and this one also felt incredibly soft. That one was straight, but nevertheless, it felt great and I could run my fingers through without any problems. And this one here really doesn't feel like there's any human hair in there at all. I can't really explain it. It feels just like a regular synthetic fiber wig, but I don't feel that human hair in there. Envy says it has 30% human hair and 70% heat-defying synthetics. So I assume that it should feel much softer than the regular synthetic and that it should be just as buttery smooth. But if I run my fingers through here, I mean, it does work since I just combed it out, but it was much harder to comb through than I expected. And just by touching it, I mean, it's soft, it's not dry or anything, but it doesn't feel as I expected. And other human hair blends, well, there's just one I had before, but you know what I mean. I was expecting something much softer, etc., but I checked the label, and as you can see, it says human hair synthetic blend, so I guess there must be human hair in there. Now, is this a bad thing? No, of course not. I mean, it's not long, so you won't have that many problems with tangling, and of course you can use your heat tools, you know, to smoothen it, smoothen out the ends, change the style if you don't like it, flat iron it, or add other curls or waves. Whatever you want to do, you can all do that, and it's not really shiny and as regular synthetic, so all is well. I just thought I really have to mention this since I was expecting a different feel. Now, is there any permatease? It's hard to say. It feels like there's a lot of permatease in the back and also on top, but it's a hand-tied top, so I'm not really sure. On the sides, I can't really feel permatease, so I'm not really sure if there's any in there, but I can tell you this has a ton of hair. It has quite a high density. I wouldn't call this an average density. If the feeling just comes from hair, there's a ton of it. It doesn't feel like a low density style. It's really full and thick, and yeah, it just feels like there's permatease, but I can't even say for sure if there is. Maybe a little bit, at least in the back here. On the sides, not so much. She's got a lot of volume from those really bouncy curls, but yeah, there's a lot of fibers. And Tina also told me that she thinks that it's a heavy density and it really gets pretty warm in the summer. So this is also something to consider. I think since she's not that long, she won't be too hot, but you know, it's just a little on the heavier side. But most importantly, I think it looks great. Now let's have a look at that beautiful blonde outside in natural daylight. So how do you like the color? Do you prefer unrooted blondes or rooted blondes? I usually prefer rooted blondes, but I must admit that unrooted always looks so extremely natural since you don't see any knots at all, and it just looks as if it's all growing out of my head. Now the color is called light blonde, and unfortunately I didn't find a color code for that. All I can give you is the manufacturer's description of the color, and they call this a platinum and creamy blonde blended to perfection. Well, I agree. It's definitely a light and very creamy blonde, but it's not that light, and it's actually the lightest blonde they have. With Envy, I would say it's comparable to Biscuit by Raquel Welch, the unrooted version, and also other manufacturers have similar styles. It's a really beautiful blend. It has a lot of dimension. You can see highlights, lowlights, and the platinum they are talking about, especially around the hairline. It's definitely a creamy color, and it's not really warm, but not that cool either. I would call this a neutral shade, and like I said, it's not as light as you might think. If you think of colors like the Platinum Blonde Rooted by Ellen Wille or the Ice Sweet Cream by Raquel Welch. These colors are definitely much lighter than this, but nevertheless, I think it's a beautiful blonde. Okay, that was my review of Isabella. I hope you liked it and it's helpful. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss my future videos. And there's a new one coming out each Friday. Now, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you're well, stay that way, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. We were, and all I remember is that I sold all of them again, or at least the ones that I owned, obviously. And it didn't lay super flat, but after, you know, but 30% human hair and 70% Now, if you like curly and wavy styles, maybe you also like this one here by Envy, or maybe also this one, or maybe both.